Hey, what is going on guys? RVZ Stealth here, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys a few tips to hopefully help improve your top lane gameplay, and I'm also going to be doing this series for mid lane, jungle, support, and AD carry as well if you guys enjoy this. So let me know in the comments below if you like these type of videos and if you'd like to see one for every single position in the game. So I'm going to be doing it in a top 5 format, but the tip at the number 5 spot isn't any better than the tip at the number 1 spot. I'm just putting it in an order for the sake of the video. So at the number 5 spot, it's going to be to make sure you're pushing your lane after you pick up a kill or after the enemy laner goes back. You want to make sure you're doing this because it will deny them CS, which will deny them gold, and it will ultimately put you ahead of them. So make sure that if the enemy laner goes back or if you kill them, you're pushing the minion wave into his tower. The next tip is going to be to ward the bush. Ward the tri-bush at around the 3-minute and 30-second mark, because that's where the enemy jungler would be coming from, his red buff most of the time. He's never really going to come up the river because he's going to finish his red buff, and he's most likely not going to take the route down and up the river. So ward the tri-bush if you're pushed around halfway at around the 3-minute and 30-second mark, because that's when the enemy jungler is going to gank, and then by doing that you'll know when he's coming, and therefore you can just walk away and not die in the early game. My next tip, it's not so much of a tip, but it's whether you should take teleport or ignite. So you want to take ignite if you're on a champion who's got a strong early game and who's got strong snowball potential. For example, Riven is a good champion you want to take ignite with if you're in a good matchup, because if you can get a couple kills in the early game with Riven, then she snowballs really hard. So I would only recommend taking Ignite if you're on a snowbally champion or if you're on a champion that has a good early game. Other than that though, Teleport is the best choice. Flash obviously as your other summoner spell, but Teleport is better than Ignite come late game. It's better for like teleporting down bot lane. It's better to get back in lane if you're not having a very good laning phase. Then you can use teleport to come back if you're getting harassed out of lane a lot. So it's overall a better summoner spell unless you are playing a champion who has a strong early game. My next tip is going to be when you want to use your teleport. So you mainly want to be using your teleport to look for ganks down bot lane. So what I'd recommend doing is to communicate with your bot lane and get them to put a ward in the second bush, or in the bush farthest away from the bot lane's tower. Therefore you can, if the enemy team is pushing into your team's tower down bot lane, then you can teleport down bot and pick up an easy kill most of the time. So especially like if you're playing a champion like Malphite, you definitely want to look to do this, because then you can just use your ultimate when you hit level 6 and you're pretty much guaranteed to pick up a kill. So just communicate with your bot team, get them, or with your bot lane, and get them to place a ward down there so you can teleport down. Also, you want to be teleporting if your team's taking dragon and it looks like a close fight, then make sure you're teleporting down there to pick up the dragon. Teleporting to lane, you don't really want to teleport to lane if you don't have to, because you want to always have your teleport up. For example, if your team's like getting pushed down bot lane, you want to have it up in case you can get a teleport down there. Or if you're like around the 10-minute mark, I would definitely not be teleporting to your tower, because you could use it to teleport to dragon or bot lane. In the early game, like before 10 minutes, it's okay to teleport to tower most of the time, but I definitely use your teleport wisely and don't use it on your tower if you don't need to. So my next tip and my last tip is going to be to zone the enemy when you're ahead of them in lane. So if you can win trades, then definitely look to deny them CS and zone them out of the lane. So just don't let them CS at all. And if you can, just freeze the lane in front of your tower so they can't get any CS at all. A lot of players, especially in low elo, they don't do this. They don't zone their opponents from CS. So definitely look to do this because it's going to give you a really big advantage. So that is all for the video, guys. If you enjoyed, then be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And let me know in the comments below, guys, if you want to see this type of video for mid lane, for jungle, support, and AD carry as well. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in my next video.